Celtics fans, before we get into the latest news and rumors and a look ahead to tonight's Game 3, who is your favorite Celtic of all time? You got plenty to choose from. If you're an old school guy, maybe it's someone like Bob Cousy. If you're more of a modern fan, maybe it's a Paul Pierce or a Kevin Garnett. I want to know, who is your favorite Celtic of all time? Let us know down in the comments. You're watching Celtics Today by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, back with a fresh batch of news and rumors. Before we get to our Game 3 preview with the series tied at 1, there's some trade rumors out there. Bleacher Report dropped an article naming the one no-brainer trade target for every NBA team, and lo and behold, guess who again? Malcolm Brogdon, who we talked about just last week here on the channel, said the Celtics should go get him, and it would be an upgrade over Peyton Pritchard, which I agree with, but I do like Peyton Pritchard. I said it a little bit last week. I said it again, I like the idea, but it all just kind of depends on price. Here's what Bleacher Report had to say. The Celtics have one of the most complete rotations in the league, and teams that make the finals don't tend to exhibit standout problems. It's not even as if Peyton Pritchard, whose minutes Malcolm Brogdon would likely diminish, is a weak link. Pritchard is a 41% three-point shooter across 2 seasons, and his low-mistake game makes perfect sense in a backup point guard role. Brogdon, though, would be a clear upgrade. He could initiate the offense as a playmaker or move off the ball as a floor spacer, who'd be much more dangerous attacking closeouts than Pritchard, who lacks the size, whose lack of size, makes finishing in traffic tricky. I think the first part is, do you need Malcolm Brogdon? And I'll answer that question. The answer is no. But like the Bleacher Report article said, and I agree with this, he is an upgrade over Peyton Pritchard. He's bigger, he's more proven, he's a better defender. Now, he's also more injury prone. You compare the two this year. Obviously, he is a more established player. Now, Brogdon didn't shoot the ball as well from three-point range this season, but historically he's been a good three-point shooter, 50, 40, 90 guy a few years ago. He can create 6 assists per game. Versatile defender, combo guard offensively. But Pritchard is serviceable. He's cheaper. He's younger. He's a better shooter currently from three-point range. I like Peyton Pritchard. In the playoffs, he's been okay as well. 5.5 points per game, 45% from the field. But I think he brings a good energy, and I do think he projects as a long-term backup point guard. Brogdon's certainly an upgrade, but if you're sending Pritchard and other pieces for him, is it worth it? I think that's questionable to consider at best. What do you guys think? Who would you rather have? Obviously, in a vacuum, I would rather take Brogdon, but obviously you would have to trade more pieces to get him. Type PP for Peyton Pritchard. Type MB for Malcolm Brogdon. Which player would you rather have on the Boston Celtics? Now, Celtics fans, look at that number on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv. We are almost at 300,000 subscribers. Help us get there. And by the way, you can watch us get to that number live tonight, for Game 3, a watch party on our main channel, youtube.com/chatsportstv. Chances are we will reach 300,000 subscribers. So go subscribe. More NBA coverage over there, NFL coverage as well. Don't miss any of our coverage here at Chat Sports. Okay, let's get into some more news and rumors. Brad Stevens, could he be the next head coach of the Utah Jazz after Quin Snyder stepped down? Mark Stein, who writes his own Substack, used to cover the NBA for ESPN and the New York Times, well tapped into the league, has a lot of sources, said that the Jazz will have interest. Stevens will draw interest from other places. Now, this would be very, very, very interesting, as he did replace Danny Ainge, obviously, who's now in Utah, so the connections are all there. But Brad Stevens stopped coaching not because he was forced to, at least that's what we believe and have been told, because he wanted to change. He wanted a different role. If you're Boston, prioritizing keeping him needs to be very high on that priority list, number one. But number two, is Brad Stevens, after a year of leaving coaching, going into a front office, doing very well, I'll add, picking a good coach in Ime Udoka and making good moves to the roster, is he going to leave after that, building that? I mean, he's had a hell of a start to being an executive. I don't know. Look, if he's craving to coach again, maybe he could go to Utah, try and keep Donovan Mitchell and keep that core together. But, man, it sounded like a guy to me a year ago who wanted to take a step back and not coach for now. Maybe things changed in a year, but I mean, this team's ready to win right now, and it seems like he's enjoying being an executive. He's a part of the culture. He's built this culture as a coach and now as a front office exec. I don't know. This would feel weird to me if after 1 year of being in a front office that he would go back to coaching. Now, I fully expect him to coach again. He's pretty young. Hell, there's even a scenario where he coaches Boston again. We don't know what the road looks like for Ime Udoka down the road. Great start, obviously, and you don't want him going anywhere anytime soon. But I do think Stevens will coach again. I don't think it's going to be right now, though. I think he's going to flourish in this role for a few years, then maybe reassess in 4, 5, 6 years to see what interests he ends up having. But I do agree with Stein. He will have a lot of interest and for good reason. Now, grade Brad Stevens as this team's president of basketball operations so far. ABCDRF, you get Udoka, you bring back Al Horford. Derek White's had some big moments in the playoffs. It's got to be like an A- or an A, right? You've hired a guy who should have been coach of the year and got some key cogs on this championship contending team. He's done a hell of a job, in my opinion. Now, also subscribe to our Celtics channel, youtube.com/CelticsTV. Trying to get to 9,000 subs, then, of course, 10,000 just around the corner. More Celtics news, rumors, and everything else in between throughout the rest of the playoff run and then on into the offseason. Go ahead and subscribe right now. One more story before we get to Game 3 keys to victory. Could Jayson Tatum be the next Kevin Durant? Well, Tracy McGrady spoke about Tatum and said he could be the next Kevin Durant. Tatum's already a superstar in the league, but can he be a top 3, top 5 player superstar, which is what Durant's been for over a decade? That's kind of the next step, right, to be a proven top 3 guy year in and year out. Here's what T-Mac said. I think he can be really good. We're talking KD status. I think the kid has the potential to be that good. He's already showing glimpses of that in his young NBA career. I think he has the ability to win multiple championships, be an MVP of the NBA. I think he has that ability. And like we said, Tatum's already a superstar. Now, there's a difference to being a superstar and to being this guy is an undisputed top 3 player in the league. Tatum's not there yet. He's top 7-ish. You know, you think of guys who are, Durant. I'd still throw LeBron in there. Is he Luka's level? He doesn't create like that. Tatum's close, though. I mean, he's top 5 probably at this point. Obviously, Steph still playing at a very, very high level. There's a lot of talent in this league right now. But I think Tatum's knocking on the doorstep of being that undisputed first-team All-NBA guy year in and year out. He's getting there, man. He's getting very, very close. Now, obviously, I think this finals series could determine where he is in the pecking order. You go out and you beat the Golden State Warriors and win finals MVP, I think it's very much a possibility that he could be in that conversation. I didn't even mention Giannis. Obviously, he's in that league. 2 MVPs and a championship, Jokic and B. There's some dudes in this league right now. Through 2 games in the finals, Tatum hasn't been great. Game 1, didn't shoot the ball well at all. Shot it better in Game 2, 8 of 19. Still not great. Good news is he has been creating. He's found other ways to contribute. But if the Celtics win this series, and he's a big reason why, then yeah, the conversation's going to start to shift around Tatum, where heading into next year, he's a preseason candidate to win MVP of this league. I think T-Mac nailed it. He can be that good. He's got that potential, but he's not quite there yet. Can Tatum ascend Kevin Durant? Man, that's a big projection. I mean, Kevin Durant, in my opinion, I think he's soft in terms of, how he takes criticism. I think he's also the best isolation scorer I've ever seen. That's tough. Type Y for yes, type in for no. Let me know what you guys think. All right, let's take a look at Game 3 here. Series tied at 1. Celtics did their job. They got a split out on the coast in San Francisco. Now you come home for 2 games, a game tonight and a game on Friday. Warriors even the series with a 107-88 win on, Sunday night. And now we got Game 3 tonight here. Just, off night for most guys. Tatum was okay, 8 of 19, but overall, this team just didn't play well. You figured the Warriors were going to punch back. You weren't going to sweep them the first 2 games on the road. Got the split. You're in a good position. Now you really got to take advantage. You got to hold serve and win at home. Couple keys to victory here. Number 1, find some easy baskets. There's been some lulls for Boston in this series. I mean, you take out the fourth quarter in Game 1, Golden State's been the better team. Luckily, you had that 40-16 explosion where you did find some easy baskets. Good ball movement, open shots from 3. I think you got to win the 3-point battle. Get downhill, get to the rim, and find kickouts. That's number 1. Number 2, Al Horford's got to be aggressive again. Game 1, great. Took a lot of shots, made a lot of shots. Game 2, 1 of 4 shots. I'm sure the Warriors keyed in on him a little bit more, but he's got to be taking 10-plus shots a game. I want to see Al Horford be a little bit more aggressive. And then keep the defensive intensity throughout. Look, it's hard against Golden State. That motion offense, they run you into the ground because they're running the entire time. Clay and Seth, these guys are moving nonstop. You got to lock in, and you got to keep that pressure and force difficult shots. You do those things, I think it's a good recipe to win Game 3. All right, who you got tonight? Type C for the Celtics, W for the Warriors. I think this is a big game for Boston to, really, keep that momentum. You won Game 1, Warriors bounce back. You don't want to give home court advantage back. You need to win tonight to take a 2-1 series lead. If you lose, it's not series over by any means, not even close, but big game tonight. At worst, you got to split these 2 games and get it to 2-all, and I think tonight's game is going to be big for this younger Celtics team. C for the Celtics, W for the Warriors. Let us know, and go Celtics. Hopefully they get it done tonight.